Hello, I'm Robert from the Cape Cod Community Media Center. For those of you living on the Cape, you know that it's a lovely place to live, but sometimes it can be difficult to find a livable wage job that you can be proud of. I am here at Barnstable County Complex in Barnstable, Massachusetts, where a mix of community development takes place from environmental and health safety policy to town work. Today, we will be covering alternative career options for postgraduate students, including Americorps. With us today is Kayla Baer, the program specialist at Americorps on the Cape. Americorps is a public service organization whose goal is to aid the community through engaging in civil service. People go on from Americorps to various community development positions across the Cape. So what would the typical duties for an employee be here at Americorps?
Yeah, so I think it's important for us to take a step back and discuss sort of what Americorps Cape Cod is. So we are a grant-funded program, but we're match-funded through Barnstable County. And written into our grant, we have specific parameters that we need to meet. And so that means that we are responsible for recruiting 24 members and hiring 2 supervisors. And so those 26 individuals are then kind of the boots on the ground hitting our program focus areas. And so while they're out in the field doing that amazing service, my coworker and I are responsible for the grant administration piece, which means that we have to make sure that we're in compliance from the regulations that we receive from the federal government and from the county as a whole. What makes the program super unique is that built-in networking. And so I wouldn't be able to do my job if it wasn't for the collaboration of our service partners. And because we have that commonality of service on the ground and things that need to get done here on the Cape. And so through the service that is being provided, you naturally and seamlessly network here into a lot of different organizations.
What benefits were actually available for you when you decided to work here on the Cape?
Yeah, that's a great question. So because we are match funded through the county, we have the opportunity to have health insurance, retirement, and life insurance as well.
Do you happen to know of any other particular jobs within this field, either at Americorps in particular or with like any other government organizations that would require similar duties as this?
Yeah, so I think that in this role we are required to do a lot, and that's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing as well. But in terms of branching out, I think that grant management is a huge asset here. Because we have over 1,200 nonprofits. And so you can take that skill and really bring it to any other nonprofit here. And then on the back end, our environmental side of the program is the land and water conservation. And so we do have a lot of organizations here with that mission. And so it's really nice and seamless. A lot of people do get hired positions full-time from this program into other land and water conservation organizations.
You said earlier that you're actually not from the Cape, right? And so what made you actually want to come here and stay working here rather than work in a large city?
Yeah, so what brought me to the Cape was actually the Americorps Cape Cod program. But in terms of not moving into the city, I'm from Ocean City, Maryland, which is a small town beach area, and so it is very seasonal, and I've never been the type of city individual. I've always liked smaller hometown feels, and so this was definitely more of a natural progression for me, and I think that not everyone can kind of relate to that, but for me it was definitely a very seamless, easy transition.
Did you always picture yourself working here, or did you have any other plans in mind before you came here?
So I definitely always saw myself in the service-oriented, and when I'm saying service, I mean like the nonprofit realm, but I didn't ever see myself living and working in a service organization on Cape Cod.
Hi, I'm Meredith Ballinger, and I'm a program supervisor for Americorps Cape Cod, which means I get to supervise the members that live in our Picasset and Ranch House. I love living on the Cape because I really like seeing how small town, or I like the small town feel that all the towns have. When I was a member, I lived in Wellfleet, and I got to serve with the Wellfleet Health and Conservation Department and kind of just get an insight to how many different jobs everyone kind of has to juggle in a small town, and how diverse your skill set has to be. I obviously fell in love with the environment and the beaches and the waterways, and kind of have a newfound appreciation for how much work goes into natural resource management. You don't really think about how many hours need to go into like keeping the trails clear so you can like go enjoy like a walk with your friends or your dog. Yeah, I guess what like really keeps bringing me back, is I left after my member year and then came back for a staff job, is just the community that I feel like I've built, whether it's with service partners I've met through Americorps Cape Cod, my friends I served alongside during the program, or my new friends I've made while I've been on staff. The plan for today is that we brought all of our power tools from all 3 houses in, and we're just running down all of them and making sure they all work in preparation for our year 21 members. So in here is all the inner workings of like chainsaw parts, because we have quite a few we need to get ready for next year. Just general maintenance and getting ready for our upcoming year.